The case of Kyle Rittenhouse, number 3. My rebuttal to the prosecutor. A 17-year-old boy killed 2 unarmed men. He shot 1 armed man. The prosecution is incorrect when he said that Kyle cannot carry an AR-15 legally. Kyle can legally carry an AR-15. Kyle is not charged with illegal possession of a firearm. Many people say that a kid had no business to carry an AR-15 to the riot. I agree with them. It should have been the business of the police to carry an AR-15. The police should have been there to protect businesses from rioting, burning, and looting. However, the police were told to stand and watch. Many Democrats want to defund the police and replace them with social workers. When we cannot depend on the police to protect our lives and property, who can we depend on? People have no other option except to take up arms and defend themselves. The prosecutors said that Kyle killed people after traveling to another state and staying out past a citywide curfew. The rioter, looting, and arsonists also travel from out of state and stay out past a citywide curfew. The prosecutor argued that anyone who stayed out past the curfew was not a reasonable person. The pedophile did not obey the curfew, therefore, he was not a reasonable person. None of these things that I said about this case is a lie. Kyle lied about being an EMT. I don't like liar. He has some life-saving classes. He may think that he is an EMT. I'm not going to dispute him on that. The rioter, looters, and arsonists lies about being peaceful protesters. The prosecutor said that Kyle could not care about car source. Every law-abiding citizen should care about car source. We are to love our neighbor as ourselves. How should we behave to show that we love our neighbor? We protect the neighbor property. Exodus 23 verse 4 say, if you encounter your enemy's stray ox or donkey, you must return it to him. If you see the donkey of the one who hates you fallen under its load, do not leave it there. You must help him with it. When your neighbor's property comes under attack, you must defend it. All law-abiding citizens should care about car source, a business in Kenosha, Wisconsin. We all pay taxes and hire the police to protect lives and property. The community has the right to prevent wanton looting, rioting, and burning of businesses. Why was Kyle there? We all agree that life is more important than property. However, when rioters, looters, and arsonists set out to deliberately destroy your property in the name of justice, you have to defend it. We all agree that rioting, looting, and burning of businesses is illegal and deserves punishment. Some people may say that the businesses are insured and that the businesses may file a claim with the insurance company. The insurance company is not a business to lose money. Some insurance companies even file for bankruptcy. No one person's life is more important than another. The law-abiding citizen's life is more important than a convicted child rapist. The police officer's life is more sacred than an armed robber. If you kill a police officer while committing a felony, the penalty is death. We can agree that a 17-year-old kid should not be running around with an AR-15. Who then should be running around with an AR-15 to protect lives and properties? We hire the police to protect lives and property, but the police were ordered to stand and watch. Is it honorable to provoke to shoot an unarmed person? No. These unarmed people were rioting, looting, and burning businesses. These people were not law-abiding citizens. They were not innocent bystanders. Jake Hoover hit Kyle Rittenhouse with his skateboard. The prosecutor said Kyle Rittenhouse had no right to protect himself. Kyle had no right to use a deadly force against a skateboard. Are you telling me that I can beat up an 80-year-old man and he has no right to shoot me? An 80-year-old man and I do not have equal force. Kyle carried an AR-15 to Kenosha, Wisconsin, expecting violence that night. They were rioting, looting, and burning of businesses the night before. Therefore, it was reasonable for Kyle to expect violence. There were property damages. No one is here to defend the property damages. Police were supposed to prevent property damages, but the police were told to stand and watch. Who else was there to defend the lives and properties? The police were not around to protect lives and property. Who can you depend on to protect your properties? The black people accused the police of being racist. They were protesting against a white police officer shooting a black man. They accused the white police officer of killing black people. If a white officer kills a black person without cause, let us prosecute the white officer to the full extent of the law. Not all police officers are honorable. If it is not okay to kill an arsonist while he is committing arson, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to tell him to stop it? Are you supposed to tell him to stop burning the businesses? You cannot reason with a rioter, looter, and arsonist. They thought that the business were to blame for police brutality. They believed that businesses were part of the racist justice system. If you believe that the criminal justice system is racist, then you should work to change it. If you call for rioting, looting, and burning businesses the work of changing the racist justice system, I'm not with you. In fact, I'm against you. Some people do reason like that way. The only way to stop rioters, looters, and arsonists is to use greater physical force than they. The murders of Joseph Rosenbaum. Mr. Rosenbaum was a mentally insane child rapist. Is Mr. Rosenbaum family in the courtroom? Did anyone shout the name of Mr. Rosenbaum in the streets? Was the family of Mr. Rosenbaum interviewed by the media? Did the Rosenbaum family want justice for their son? When a defendant provokes an incident, he loses the right to self-defense. The defendant in this case came to help, not to harm. The rioters, looters, and arsonists came to destroy the city. When they came to destroy the city, they lost the right to self-defense. Mr. Rosenbaum was a person who came to destroy the city. Although Mr. Rosenbaum had no weapon, he chased after a kid with an AR-15 and tried to disarm him. An unarmed person who tried to disarm an active shooter with an AR-15 is a crazy person. The defendant did not chase after Mr. Rosenbaum to kill him. The defendant with an AR-15 was running away from an unarmed crazy man. To try to disarm a person with an AR-15 is a stupid act. A reasonable person would not do that. Mr. Rosenbaum was not a hero to try and disarm an active shooter. If the active shooters had been on the side of the rioter, looter, and arsonist, Mr. Rosenbaum would not have chased after him. I will not try to disarm my enemy with my bare hands. The prosecutor would have you to believe that a mentally insane child rapist was not trying to take away your gun and shoot you with it. The Democrats say that the current justice system is racist. California is a Democratic state. California has democratic cities. The Democrats may set up their own justice system in San Francisco, California. The Democrats want mob justice. We cannot let stupid people decide what is just and what is not. We are not under mob's rule. We are a society of laws and orders. The Biden vaccine mandate is an illegal order, therefore we cannot obey it. The judge in the Kyle Rittenhouse case wanted to televise the trial to the public because he wanted the trial to be transparent so that the people can have faith in the justice system. The news media spun his behavior to be racist. Who would want to broadcast to the world that he is a racist? Most Democrats want Kyle Rittenhouse to be convicted. Most Republicans want Mr. Rittenhouse to be acquitted. The jury may fear the right and vote to convict Mr. Rittenhouse. John 11, verse 50 says, "You do not realize that it is better for you that one man should die for the people than the whole nation perish." If we give in to mob rules, we are not a society of law and orders. Friendly. If you have your question or comment, write them below.